Hello everybody, and of course thank you all for tuning in. That is indeed my squeaky chair, I'm sure you all heard it. But for tuning into this ESPL Weekly Series Semifinals number 2, Game 2 between Infused and of course Cede Nullis. I've been your captain of this ship for the entire rung so far, liking making it into the pool, but of course I am Briefcase your captain, and my first mate, Mito, is with me always.
Aye, Captain. So right away, Infused, we're gonna start with the Lycan, recognizing just how powerful that hero is. And instantly, S.Finals, they respond with a Centaur as well as a Shadow Shaman. So they're gonna be running all over the place as well. And right away, they have good disables from S.Finals as well as good maneuverability and good tower push. And now we're gonna look to Infuse to see how they're gonna respond. Shadow Priest seems to be the go-to hero when you pair up with a Lycan. Oh, okay, Nature's Prophet. That's another great one. Friends benefit from How as well, so you're going to be looking at a lot of pushing power from Infused.
Oh yeah, but I mean, as we saw last time, Cede Nullis, that War Runner, doing an obscene amount of work, and that is one hero that really doesn't care if he has to lane against something like a Nature's Prophet, or even something like a Lycan early on. Centaur War Runner does a huge amount of work against them. But yeah, some pretty rapid fire bans and pickoffs coming up in this game. It looks like Infused, they have an idea of what they want to do. They're going to try and execute it, get the heroes that they need. It's not looking quite like a full all-in push strat. That might be what they're going for, and Cede Nullis is not banning anything out to stop that. Probably thinking that they can deal with it. Shadow Shaman going to provide a lot of anti-push if indeed that does happen. But, I mean, Infused can take it any. Infused can take it any which way that they want, really. They have two of the best Rat, Dota, and Split pushers in the game right now, if not the two best. And it really is going to put Cede Nullis, at least the onus, I feel, on Cede Nullis to make the game end early, make it kind of deal with what Infused can throw out, and not let Lycan and Nature's Prophet farm up so that they can actually deal with them. Or, I mean, Cede Nullis, I guess, can just pick up heroes that deal with those two very specifically, and then what is Infused really going to do?
10 seconds remaining.
Good question.
Remaining.
Infused, now all they need is some lockdown. And yeah, just a stable initiation, stable lockdown. And they've already got the complete lineup. They've got the whole package. It's just so easy to draft around Lycan. Too easy. You can throw almost anything with the hero, and it's gonna be good. Have you ever thought about what happens if you have Lycan and Meepo in the same lineup?
I suspect
it's true. I still think Meepo should be a mid-solo hero or
pretty
a dual
ridiculous right clicks.
Yeah, right? Even though Meepo already has a lot of magical bursts, but if you give it some insane crap load amount of physical bursts, that's just scary.
Very, very true indeed, but I mean, Meepo, not a hero we see very often. If he is played right though, my god, is he ever a wrecking ball. He can just deal so much, and actually deal with quite a few very popular heroes in his own right, and I wouldn't be surprised, actually. I mean, Meepo, at least in my head, deals with Lycan quite nicely. All the ensnares, especially once he has Ags, will basically be able to lock down Lycan, even if he does ult, I believe. So, I mean, always available.
Cede Nullis, what they went for was a block pick. They couldn't allow Infuse to grab any more summon units. Otherwise, yeah, the familiars benefit from How as well. So, I have to say, it's a block pick. Well, it's not just a block pick. It's a brilliant pick. Visage, it's so good with what they have as well. Oh wow, Infused, they don't want any lockdown apparently. They just want that massive push. So we're gonna have wards against wards. We're gonna have Plague War versus Serpent Ward. Have you ever tried putting down like six plus Plague Wards and then put down Serpent Wards and see who wins?
No, but I mean, it's gonna be Serpents. They're gonna
Ooh.
one-shot him. And now Tinker, that's all the anti-push you could ever want. You combo Tinker along with Shadow Shaman, and it looks like Infused is gonna have a very uphill battle if they want to keep going this push strat. Jakiro, fairly good overall, but still, I think the strength of Infused lineup is really how strong their push is, and it's starting to fall off with what Cede Nullis is bringing to the table.
Infused, they need initiators. Don't have any initiation. These are all follow-up heroes. Furion is definitely follow-up. Venomancer can initiate, but it's not gonna catch a Tinker. And neither is a Jakiro. Okay, Jakiro, sure, they're just looking up for heroes that can chip away towers, but I don't like this. In a lineup where you have so much pushing, you need the initiation power. So it's a very questionable pickup, I feel. Unless they end up with a Clockwork or Magnetar. I think those are some of the best options they have, seeing that Nyx Assassin's been banned out.
Oh no, I agree, but I mean...
Ember Spirit's still in the pool.
Oh, you know what? He is. And Ember, as far as I can see, that's going to fit in Infused lineup very, very nicely. If they can pick him up or they realize that he's in there, a good option, always available, and deals with quite a bit that Cede Nullis can pull out, or at the very least doesn't care too much about a lot of it. And can actually deal with Tinker in his own right, just for how mobile he himself can be. So, always a good possibility, but I'm not sure if Infused is thinking it or if they're going to pick it up. Once again, and this might just come down to Cede Nullis drafting incredibly well, I am so worried about Infused's lineup compared to Cede Nullis's. Oh man.
Oh yeah. Actually, I think Infuse is fine. They just need that initiator. A lot of things can come out from this last pick for them to make it a very solid draft. They have a good trial lane though. Have to give them that. But Cede Nullis with Tinker. But Ember Spirit, man, I can't believe it's not being picked up banned. It's so good up against a Tinker. It wrecks Tinker so hard. In every sense, every phase of the game. So Cede Nullis. Wow, I'm loving their lineup as well. So uber mobile, so hard to kill. Not that much lockdown, but I guess Shadow Shaman's all you need, all you want.
Very odd pickup for me. I mean, we could be seeing a carry Veno, but why not go for that Ember Spirit, like you said? I thought Ember Spirit actually fit into both lineups quite nicely. Cede Nullis, all the anti-push you could ever want, obviously. And for Infused, it's even more push, deals with Tinker, but no, a Crystal Maiden, and this feels incredibly odd to me, personally. And it looks like we're going to actually have a mid-solo Jakiro getting pooled, and that's going to be Tyrox. Elia is going to be this Crystal Maiden, Cook as the Venomancer, Richie as this Lycan, and Groner's going as Nature's Prophet. And this feels so weird to me, but I'm excited, happy to see Jakiro going mid. He's instantly gotten a point into Liquid Fire, actually, of all things, not going for Ice Path or anything else, and it looks like he's just going to be trying to pile on the harass early, I guess, against this Tinker. Maybe they've run Jakiro against Tinker before and know that it works. This is some untested waters for me, but anyways, Mito, do you want to take TCN, my friend?
Alright, so Zuzu is going to be playing as a support Visage. At mid, we have Arise on Tinker. And Frieza is going to be our other support as the Shadow Shaman. In the offlane, in the carry position, we have W33 playing as a safe lane Centaur. And finally, in the offlane, we have Leon playing as the offlane Weaver.
Some interesting laning choices, I gotta say. Still, though, a fairly scary, aggressive try that Infused has in the top here.
I would say it's actually a smart idea to put the Weaver in the offlane. Centaur can get slowed. With Venomancer and Crystal Maiden, that's a dead Centaur. But as a Weaver, right, the only thing that can keep you around is gonna be a Frostbite. Apart from a Frostbite, they won't be able to kill you. There's no way that he can die. So, that being said, it seems like it's gonna be aggressive trialing. So it is gonna be a trialing versus trialing at top. Yeah, I'm very confused regarding the mid-solo Jakiro.
Dude, I want to see it. I want to see how he does. Personally, don't know if it's going to pan out too well. I suppose Jakiro solo, though, if he does get a few levels, he can really pile on the harass if he goes something like Liquid Fire Ice Path, or even just Liquid Fire with anything else. He can just do an obscene amount of harass if he really wants to, but right now, he's actually going tit for tat. Arise not really winning this lane at the moment. That laser a little bit detrimental, but I don't know, it just seems like Liquid Fire does not have the best of cooldowns to have right now. Boom, uses it.
He's been, oh my god.
Misses it, actually. Does not land, and now
That's the second
Tyrox
time.
in a heap of trouble.
He's gone to uphill misses. That's just been so unlucky. Both times. I didn't know Liquid Fire, like, as soon as you attack it, whether you miss or not, that the skill will go into cooldown. I always thought if you miss a skill, right, like, for example, Storm, as soon as, if you put down the Remnant and you attack, right, if it's an uphill miss, you still retain the mini purge. But
Tyrox in a bit of trouble. He wants enough for his missile. Can't polish him off. 27 HP. And it looks like Arise not going to be able to get him, but Arise definitely winning this mid. Sending Tyrox all the way home. Didn't even get enough for a bottle. And it looks like Arise already having his on the way. So, I mean, Arise just dominating in the mid right now. And this just goes to show you, Jakiro not as good as a mid as you might have thought.
Well, he got unlucky. That was 2 uphill misses with that Liquid Fire. I still think that's really odd, the mechanics right there. Are there any other skills that where even when you miss, the skill just disappears? Can you think of any?
I don't know. My gut instinct is that the interaction for Storm Spirit's, what is it, Overcharge?
Yeah.
Might have a similar interaction where if you miss it, it just does the zap. But I'm fairly sure that Storm Spirits still does the actual zap damage and the zap itself in the slow, even if you miss the actual ability.
Huh? No, it doesn't.
It doesn't?
If you miss, then you just keep... Yeah, if you miss the skill, then you still have... You're still holding on to the charge. It only procs until the charge lands.
I don't know then. I guess Liquid Fire just sucks a little bit. I mean, a little bit unfortunate for Tyrox, I guess, as well, in that regard. He does have some nice base damage, but Arise is a regen rune. Now he's just going to be able to zone him out with lasers, as well as heat-seeking missiles, and Tyrox needs to be very careful here.
Yeah, I'm still confused. Well, I'm hoping to see it do work, though.
He has opted to get 2 points in it, so he's going Liquid Fire and Dual Breath, trying to basically get as much harass as humanly possible, and Jakiro has such an obscenely high mana pool early on with a very nice int and strength gain. He's actually not doing as badly as I would have thought. He's not that far behind Arise, is behind him in experience obviously, but not too bad, and when Liquid Fire does land, it's a good amount of harass, but Tyrox having a very difficult time against that laser.
This Liquid Fire is just so cute. The burn damage is actually a lot better than I thought, but perhaps this is the reason isn't about winning the lane as much as, say, helping the team push.
Ooh, and Groner's right in there. Finally gets onto Arise. Looks like Tyrox trying to do his job, but doesn't have Liquid Fire available. And it looks like Arise, though, in a heap of trouble. And now with that what actually went the way of Groner's, not Tyrox, but now W33 into the mix, has 3 points into Double Edge. That is a lot of damage to do. Maybe using it a bit quick, but always has an Invis rune to fall back on, and Tyrox not able to actually polish him off. Looks like W33 now
good block.
Trying to find and see if he can't make anything happen with his Invis, but Weaver, oh no, a little bit unfortunate. Leon just disconnecting now, and a little pause comes out there, so... For anybody tuning in,
background noise.
Is that on my end?
I thought it's from your end.
It is indeed actually on my end, but I tell you this, it's not getting picked up by my microphone for the stream, so nobody else can hear it, only you.
Ah, that's weird.
It's a little weird. Or maybe they can hear it. Either way, I can't do anything about it. I share an apartment with a lovely lady. So...
Ah, okay.
Just waking up, you know. You know how it is. Maybe. I don't know, have you ever shared an apartment with a lovely lady?
Um, let's just leave that in the dark, yeah?
All right, fair enough, fair enough. Let's just everybody else can just guess how Mito lives his life.
Okay, let's just leave it at the apartment wasn't the only thing we shared.
Got it. Got it. I get it. Racy comments. Figuring it out. Ah,
Huh?
nothing.
I don't know what you're
Nothing.
talking about.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, this Tinker, are they getting any stacks? Nope. 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 So there are currently no stacks for the Tinker. You're looking at a very slow travels, as well as soaring bottle. I'm gonna estimate around 15-minute mark is when he's gonna have the Blink Dagger travels, or even later actually, between 15 to 17-minute mark is my current estimation. But do you know that trick where you can heal your teammates globally? Are we allowed to use abuse in our tournament? I'm guessing no, right?
I don't know. But what? Do go on.
Because it's such an abuse. Tinker, once you have bottle, right, you can just stay in the fountain and permanently heal up all your teammates throughout the map
Oh yeah.
from the fountain. Yeah.
I don't. It's not abuse. It's just how it works.
Huh? It's an abuse. It's a huge abuse. Your hero doesn't have to leave the fountain. You stay in the fountain. But you can use the bottle effects on any of your teammate across the map.
Why? How
How
does
is
that
that
work?
not an abuse?
How's that work?
Um, it's just an abuse that you can pull off.
Hmm.
But you want me to show you how to do it, is it?
Yeah, maybe after. I want to cheat. I want to
Yeah,
cheat
sure.
in pubs.
Oh no. More 6k MMR account smurfing, is it? Botting until you're level 13 or something.
That's right. Come on. Let me cheat in those pubs, man. You got to show me how to
That's-
do this sweet
that's-
cheat afterwards.
But I don't cheat, so I don't think I should show you.
Yeah, but I do cheat, so show me.
The only game I cheat is GTA. Because I play by myself and it's like so boring. And then I just like make tanks fall on myself.
That is a pretty good game, I have to say. But of course, we have a pause going on, so just want to bring up that in maybe not next week, we're not too sure. Details need to be finalized. We will be having our series and season finale for this season of the ESPL weekly series. And we should be having a couple pro teams coming along with the top 6. Prize pool is sitting at what, 7,800? I think it just hasn't been updated in a while. At least 8,000, I believe, right now. So a fairly nice chunk of change for anybody who wins it. And I'm pretty excited. At the very least, I hope to see some really strong play in that coming up.
Hurrah!
And now a little bit unfortunate that looks like Leon completely out of this game right now. Not too sure what's happening. Haven't gotten any sort of updates from an admin at the moment. We'll keep you posted, everybody,
Hey.
but don't go too far. Yes, Mito, what is it?
How's this briefcase? The last time we paused, we're having a joke competition, so it's your turn again. Last time I said 20 jokes in a row, so this time you have to at least best it by one. So yeah, get started. 21 jokes for you.
Dude, you were stealing your jokes off of the internet. Mine were homemade, homegrown, very good quality pun jokes.
Dude. Well, we're waiting for 21 more of those.
Oh man, I just
Spit.
let's see. What can I bring up? Nope. Nope. Today's not a jokey day, my friend. Too full of vinegar. Too full of vinegar. All I want to do is watch some Dota, cast some Dota, see some good play. Oh, and we might have that. Looks like Leon's back in the game, everybody. Come on. Let's get this started. There's the reconnected saying it. Oh, baby, that's what I want to see. Avoided my jokery. Didn't have to deal with that. Come on. Come on, stay in the game.
Hurrah.
Come on, stay in the game, baby. You can do this. Man, taking its time.
So I
gotta
don't know.
say.
Yeah. He's back, but okay, there we go. There we go.
Sweet.
That's
Boom.
what we like to see.
Come on, W33 running
Boom,
after
boom.
Tyrox. Go 1 for 1. Oh, and now he's salving up. No longer will we see a big double-edge annoying play. But he is possibly going to go after Groaners. And with that, little bit of a rocket. It might be enough. Does get the stun. Where is it? Oh, Groaners, turn around. But of course, it's the return. You can't deal with it. W33, though, in a heap of trouble. And it looks like he is basically destined to die. No big body blocks coming out, but the liquid fire going to be enough. And Cook as well should be able to polish him off with all of that. All those dots that are going on. W33 can't quite get the stun. As that's happening, Zissou trying to take down a Richie with a Leon, throws down the bugs. They don't happen to land. Richie in a bit of trouble. Leon getting body blocked to high hell, and now Elia in a bit of trouble. Groaners is here now as well, and as soon as that pause is done, boom, a lot of work happening. Now Tyrox taking out the Weaver himself, and massive rotations coming out from every single person in this game. What used to be seeming like a fairly slow one, everybody coming right out of the gates, and now with everybody grouped up, what can they do but obviously push in and try and take this very early tier 1 tower.
Wow, so much action. And now the push has started for Infused.
And it should be very easy. Look how slow that tower is shooting now because of liquid fire. That just completely screws over any amount of damage that the tower can throw down. And no deny coming out. Zissou trying his darndest to get it, but just could not happen. And the push has actually started out of Infused. I didn't think it would come online quite this early, only 2 points in Plague Ward, and they realize they can just continue going. There is nothing stopping them. Nobody on TCN is really split pushing at the moment, and with liquid fire, it is just making these towers do absolutely nothing.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Wow, this is amazing. Like, the towers literally is like not attacking. That's like the slowest attacking tower I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, just
So yeah,
so
liquid
difficult.
fire is doing good work.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, that's exactly why they put the Jakiro at mid, because they don't care about if he can kill or not. All they care about is that chip away on the tower.
And I mean, rightly so. It is 50% attack slow on a tower. It's the only thing in the game that actually slows down a tower's attack. It does 30 damage a second, and if they want, they can constantly get it up on a tower. And as far as I know, do you happen to know the Dragon Knight's poison? Isn't it 20 seconds on Dragon Knight poisons?
You mean 20 damage?
Yeah, 20 damage a
Or-
second on Green Dragon poison.
Yeah.
Well, then this is
Yeah,
this is basically 1.5 of that constantly on a tower if he's part of a push. And that is actually, especially because he's leveled this up to 4 early, that is kind of impressive for just how strong that is. I was second guessing this Jakiro pickup, and definitely second guessing putting him into the mid, but just look how much work it's doing, and it's constantly on the tower. The towers are pretty much a non-issue now in every single fight. Freezer going in, doesn't have an ult, and now Centaur Warrunner getting in there. Stomp does land on Tyrax. Beautiful, nice little bit of sprout coming out of Groaners. Tyrax trying his very best to take people down, but Liquid Fire doing a lot of work, actually takes down the Weaver, actually, just because of all of that DPS, and it is actually quite a bit, honestly. 150, pretty much constantly all the time. A little difficult to deal with, so I'm a little impressed by Infused right now.
Oh yeah, like an OP hero. But they play well as well. This time they had the strategy. I still don't like pushing teams without a proper initiation though. It just feels a lot more fragile.
Oh no,
And
I agree.
oh,
Now W33
Groaners,
trying his very best to take down Groaners. Cook trying to get in there, however. They have a Sprout just barely available if they can land him in it. They do finally get it. No sort of Quelling Blade going down, and W33 can't quite get a double edge off in time to maybe burst onto Cook. And Tyrox is always just there waiting. He's very close to a mech, only about 700 away, and doesn't even need to care about fighting underneath these towers now. And now realizing that they can do whatever they want, Leon needs to be very careful. This still has a time lapse available, but Tyrox doing a lot of work with Liquid Fire, and Leon can't even sustain within it. Tyrox just doing too much damage and gets him again.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my, exactly. Oh my goodness. This Jakiro is doing work.
This is so cool.
Radiant's bottom tower has been
And now Tyrock's in a bit of trouble. Throws down the macro pyre. Liquid Fire on W33 in quite a bit of trouble. Once again, Groner's thrown down that Sprout. And a huge amount of work. I can't believe how strong Jakiro is right now. I can't believe how well they're playing him and how much impact he's having. I thought he's just a non-issue, but getting early points in Liquid Fire and with a pretty strong pushing lineup, it is proving to be very fruitful.
Yeah, this is. Wait, I thought Liquid Fire was autocast. Oh yeah.
They changed it
yeah,
now.
I
You
get it.
can save it for
Yeah.
whenever you want.
No, that's cool.
Still though, Arise does
That's really
have
cool.
March of the Machines, only level 2 though, so it's not really what you want. It looks like Liquid Fire only does 15 damage a second to this tower, but still not looking too bad by any means. It's almost a constant poison, dragon poison on him whenever you want. So I'm basically just flabbergasted by how well this Liquid Fire is working out for Team Infused right now.
So it does half the burn damage to towers, but 50 attack slow. This skill during the early game is doing so much. Oh, and the Roshan, it works on Roshan as well.
Oh yeah, look at him.
Yeah, this is so good.
I'm so impressed by this Liquid Fire ability. It's just, I mean, usually don't even factor it in, but clearly it's making things easier. Roshan's attacking half as fast as he normally would, towers as well, and it really just makes everything a lot easier on Team Infused, buying them a lot of time. Obviously, they do need to be a little bit worried, though, of Cede Nullis. If they can weather the storm,
Dire's middle
kind of
tower
make
is
sure that
under
Infused can't push up into towers and stopping the split push of it, I think Arise will eventually come online quite well with these Boots of Travel. Maybe once he gets a blink, if they can get some early towers, or at least some of these tier 1s, you might be able to get that blink all that much sooner. And with Freezer now having level 6 and Serpent Wards, something that they can definitely try. But I don't know, it feels like the game is in Infused's hands right now. They are leading in terms of gold by about 2,000. Experience, though, going the way of TCN by about the same. And, I mean, still very even, but Lycan always an ace in the hole, I feel like, as well.
Wow, I'm just enjoying this Liquid Fire so much. They have the mech, they have the flats, so...
the dire.
Then they have Necrobooks on top, so this is so good for Team Infused. I just feel like Lycan needs a lot more farm. Sure, he was up against aggressive Tri-Lane to begin with, but he needs that fast Necrobook. And once they have at least, say, 2 sets of Necrobook 3, Tinker is just gonna pretty much die as soon as he runs March of the Machines.
Well, they have Necro 2 now, and Necro 3 should be coming up fairly shortly. And not only that, they have 3 very strong Necro Book carriers. Obviously, Necro Book good on every single hero, but Jakiro works out very nicely for him, can get solo kills himself, even with the Necro 3, just the amount of stuns he can throw down and the slows as well. And then obviously you have Lycan, who's, I mean, if anybody carries it, it is indeed Lycan. And then Nature's Prophet as well. Infused lineup and their ability to push is really starting to come online, and it just doesn't look like TCN has gotten enough out of this map, gotten enough farm and experience on their heroes to really stop it from happening right now. Leon is still woefully under farmed to do anything. Arise, he's got level 3 March of the Machines on his way to 4, and obviously he's got Soul Ring, Bottle, and Boots of Travel, but still, maybe didn't get that Boots of Travel quite as fast as he would have liked. And then beyond that, Freezer can basically only throw down a Mass Serpent Ward to try and stall pushes, but at this point, I just don't think it's going to be enough, because if I'm not mistaken, Liquid Fire might actually work on Serpent Wards too.
Oh man. Are you sure?
It might. It says it's immune to spells, but I don't know. That's a pretty weird spell interaction.
Affects enemy units and buildings. So what? Yeah, I don't know. Dota 2 mechanics, I haven't quite figured out. Dota 1, yes, I'm very familiar, but Dota 2, it's like, I don't know.
That's right. Everything's been so. Well, at the very least, I'm going to be watching out for that. I want to see very much. Part of me feels like they're just immune overall to every single spell, and of course, Liquid Fire will be part of that. But part of me also thinks that they're only immune to every spell because they're technically a building. So, I don't know. We'll see. If anything, I bet it's just immune to every spell, though. That's my bet.
That's cool.
And now Freezer really far forward, but all the TPs are coming in. Actually was a Rise of all things. I thought it was another one coming out of Team Infused, but not so much. W33 has that Blink Dagger, and those Serpent Wards doing a lot of work there as well. But of course, you just have all the pushing coming out of Team Infused in every other lane. It just feels so difficult for TCN to get any meaningful gains in this game.
Yeah, the constant spam of Deal Breath. How much damage does Deal Breath do exactly? So its burn damage was 76 damage per second, lasting for 5 seconds. It's not bad. It's actually quite nice.
No, yeah, it's always been about, it's like a 350 damage nuke, just about what it's always been, I believe.
Yeah, around 325. 330. Wait, what? Actually, no, I'm sorry. My math is terrible, you can tell.
Now it looks like they do find a Richie, not able to polish him off quite yet, and of course, when you Centaur ult, you need to be able to use it to get out of there. Rise in a bit of trouble. Where are the stuns to follow up? Familiars can't quite get there in time, and neither can this Jakiro. And that Centaur ult, I mean, used to try and chase down Richie, but it's just never really gonna happen. Not to mention he has an Aegis, not the best use of it, doesn't seem to matter. Freezer getting freezed, and now Tyrox all over him. Can he get the slow? Dual Breath does not land, might have changed the tide if it had. Groner's looking for him, and they just can't find him. No Ice Path available. And Richie actually, not as tanky as I usually see a Lycan at this point in the game.
Yeah, because he only has the Vlads and Treads. He doesn't have the Necrobooks. In the previous games where we saw Lycan, it was already like 18 minutes and already had Necro 3, but this time Lycan faced up a lot of troubles. Up against an aggressive trialing, being dived on under the tower, so he's not doing great, but it's still acceptable, I suppose. But they definitely need more items from this guy for them to push efficiently. He needs what Furon has right now. And this Furon not going for the Midas, I think it's pretty costly for him as well. Sure, you got that earlier Necrobook 3, but Furon being just the way the hero is, you're just going to be farming most of the time anyways, so...
Yeah, seems a little
bit
odd
of a questionable decision
about not getting that Midas, and maybe just getting blinded by the fact that they feel like they really do need to start pushing, making some work happen. And I'm just not too sure if it's the right play. It seems like Cede Nullis able to repel the push so far, and what is this Necro 3 really giving Groners right now? Pretty much nothing. They haven't gone in for a big push with it. They haven't done too much. Freezer now up top. You actually use those Serpent Wards to get the tier 1. Looks like W33 waiting in the wings, and now can Tyrox find anybody? Groners at the very least can, but instantly turned into a sheep. Big stomp coming out of W33, lands on 2, along with that double edge, and there, Richie, just getting picked off, but of course, the Aegis pop, and now Elliot, no way to actually stop him, finally does fall. The wolves all over this Shadow Shaman, however, and now Leon trying his best to take down a Cook, but W33, the carry Centaur, just MVP, where is that double edge? There it is, will make him fall, however, and W33 getting a rampage. Not too bad by any mean for a half-man, half-horse.
Dude, I think they should change it for Centaur. Instead of Rampage, it should be like Stampede.
That's actually a really good idea.
It would be awesome if like each hero has their own custom Rampage quote or something.
That might be like a new, not item, but like a new gem that something could put on. Huh?
Oh no. More hats. More money gone. We should get it for free since we came up with the idea, right?
I think you need to actually probably implement it to get it for free, but I hear you. I'm all about it. And now, I don't know, it feels like, for me, Infused, when they were commanding this game, they had all of the, basically all the cards were in their hand. They could do whatever they want. Now it looks like Cede Nullis starting to basically dictate where this game goes, how it's getting played, and they've basically squashed any early push that Infused could pull out, and now this is what I'm mostly worried about is TCN, Cede Nullis. they're starting to farm way better at the moment than Infused is. They're up to 5k gold advantage. Experience-wise, that's only gaining up to about 10k now. And Infused starting to fall off, and if you don't have anything like Midas on your Nature's Prophet, what can you really do? You also don't have any really strong ways for Richie to flash farm by any means. He's going for that Necro, so it seems really difficult. I don't know. At the moment, Tinker, though, those Necros are really going to eat into him, but if he just avoids them, it's going to be quite difficult for Infused to ever really take him out. I guess we'll just have to see how it pans out, but still.
That's a problem. That's why they need an initiation kind of hero. You have nothing to stop the Tinker from just like running the much of the machines, and this is always going to be a problem when they push, unless they're going to go for mass Nickelbooks plus Blade Mills. But this is just wasting a lot of time, to be quite frank.
Oh, W33, they know he's there now. They eat all the trees, and now pops his ult just to get out of there, and will be able to, obviously. All the ults going down, but nothing too much really happening. W33 maybe overstaying his welcome now, but with March of the Machines going down, this is a very, very scary place to be. Now looks like Cook hanging out in the back, trying to do whatever he can to try and just get as much potshot damage onto this tower as possible. But you have Freezer actually on the bot lane trying to push as well. You have Leon doing it as well. And it looks like Tinker and Centaur doing their job in the mid. Leon comes in, tries to clean up, doing a lot of damage. And with the time lapse still available, it looks like he is A-OK. Goes right back up top. Gonna be getting some easy pot shots on the tower. And not too much really coming of it for Infused. They get a War Runner, but that's about it. And now Leon's still pushing up this top tower, and you have Freezer still on the bot trying to do his very best to be annoying. And it just seems like Cede Nullis poised to take this game if I'm not being too presumptuous.
Oh yeah, and you know what's funny? The Rampage, the words are stuck on my screen.
Oh, mine
I'm just
too.
forever looking at. Oh, you have it as well?
Yeah, I didn't even
This is
notice.
Rampage right down the middle. I wonder if the players see it as well. Be funny, you know? It's like permanent Rampage.
You should ask him. I don't have too much time to type. Oh, Tinker getting a solo kill against the Nature's Prophet with that Dagon. That's the burst he really needs to take him out. But please, Mito, ask away if they can see it. I gotta keep my camera moving.
No problem. Actually, no, I prefer not to disturb the players during the game.
That's fair.
But if there was ever a pause, then we can ask them, or we can always ask them post-game as well.
Mm-hmm. Well, we shall see. Don't know if there's going to be a Game 3. Sounds pretty presumptuous to me, but still, you have Leon. He's picked up his Desolator now. Weaver is starting to become a pretty strong split pusher in his own right because of it. Tinker now putting on the pressure. You also have Freezer with level 2 Serpent Wards and Ags at that, making things very scary. Not only that, you have Visage picking up his Ags as soon as the courier can get it to him, and it just seems like Infused in a heap of trouble. W33 blinks in, can't quite find the stun target, however, but has so much HP, he doesn't even care. A casual cloak to protect him as well. Centaur War Runner, you are just too bulky for words.
Rampage. Yeah, so this is quite depressing for a Lycan right now. It's still stuck on that Nickelbook 1, and if you, they're the ones who
Ooh,
are starting to get
W33,
out
nice stun on 2. Tyrox doomed to die right now. Richie has to pop ult just to get out of here. Centaur ult being used, can't quite find anybody, and now Infused just in a heap of trouble. And it looks like TCN has basically just turned this on their head. They've suffered through Infuse's early push, made sure nothing too much came of it, and now they've basically tried to start doing their own split push. Cook just trying to make sure that W33 doesn't get close enough for a stun. He's gonna try, can't quite land it in time. Oh, so sad to be him. Doesn't seem to care though, is gonna get an easy regen, get right back into the fray, or they're just gonna go right for this Roche, a very easy Roche indeed if they want to take it.
True. Both sides can take Roche, but it feels like Infused, the lineup who's supposed to be pushing us, now trapped. And this all comes down to, as cool as that Liquefier is, I have to give him that. They just don't have the initiation, whereas TCN, right, with the Centaur, he blinks in, and that's the initiation right there. And if not, Rasta has a Does Rasa? No, Rasa has Aghanim Scepter. So that's... Dude, I have no idea how Freezer always finds his farm. This guy, he just gets his stuff no matter what.
Roshan has
It's
fallen to
incredible.
Radiant.
23 minute in, a support Shadow Shaman with Aghanim's Arcane Boots. Can you believe it?
But yeah, man, he always finds his farm. He always finds that Ags, no matter what hero he is. Even if he's one that doesn't find that much, or doesn't find any ability to really get farm either. Shadow Shaman doesn't have too hard of a time, has Ether Shock obviously always available. Might be able to get a solo kill on Tyrox, but doesn't quite have enough mana for everything to run through. And now with that, Groner's gonna be doing his best to take him down, but that Ags upgrade, ooh, can't quite get him within range. Few Fly are so close to polishing off Tyrox. I think if there had been a little bit less indecision coming out of Shadow Shaman there, he actually waited around, wasn't sure if a Rise could get there in time, I feel. If he had just instantly hexed him, thrown down, basically hexed, thrown down those wards, and then shackled as soon as the hex was done, would have been a-okay. And now it looks like Groner's trying his best. Not going to be able to find him, however, in those trees. And it looks like he's just going dagging up over and over and over again. A nice little smile. He's going to turn it right around on the Groner's. Blink, dagging again. Where is it? Can't quite see him yet. Groner's in a heap of trouble. Centaur Warrunner doing his best. There's the dagging to polish him off as well. And a cheeky smile coming out of a Rise just then.
I think against an Infused lineup, this is the best possible scenario for Tinker. When you have a lineup that wants to push but don't have any good initiation, then it's just so easy to play Tinker. All you do is just stand around, run your march, enjoy life. Because it's gonna be good.
It seems to be exactly what he's trying to do. Obviously, though, always quite difficult to push up onto the high ground when a Venomancer is in play. And as you can see, the wall of wards doing their bit, and even stopping the siege creep from getting anywhere near the tower. So quite difficult still to push up, but it's only a matter of time. As soon as Freezer gets that Mass Serpent ward off of cooldown, that's gonna be their ability to get in there. Throw it down, goes through pretty much everything. The abilities won't be able to stop it by any means, and I mean, that's really, I think, what they're waiting for. Now Freezer needs to be careful, doesn't want to get the last hit on this sucker. No reason to, indeed, goes to the way. Arise, though, in a heap of trouble, gets one march down, but absolutely melted. The Plague Wards go down, almost a beautiful trap. Richie, though, in a heap of trouble now. Those Plague, or I should say Serpent Wards, doing an obscene amount of work. Just needs to target fire him. Tyrox gonna fall to those, as well as the Familiars. While that's happening, W33 needs to TP away from that Crystal Maiden. A bit too much coming there. These Serpent Wards doing what they can. Might be able to polish off Elliot, but no targeting coming down, so instead, not too sure about that. It looks like Plague Wards actually clean up these Serpent Wards very nicely. You were talking earlier about who would win, Plague Wards or Serpent Wards. It looks like Serpent Ward or Plague Wards might just do that and Infuse now. They know that it's over and that it's only a matter of time. There's the GG, and that must have just broken their hearts at least a little.